Hi guys, welcome back to the Long Dark Science Lab. Today we're going to do something a little odd. The focus of today is the so-called Bluff Call that I've been speculating may or may not exist in the Long Dark. So if you're not familiar with the Bluff Call, the idea is that when a blizzard's impending, I had some weird sense that if you were to march out into it, you can cancel it. Versus if you stay put, it will blizzard. So we're here waking up in the camp office. It's just about dawn, and it's gonna blizzard outside. I know because I've already done this. So basically, this save I loaded, and I walked outside. It looked like it was about to blizzard. I kept walking, and indeed it blizzarded. Sorry, the very first time I just did some stuff inside, and in a couple hours it blizzarded. And basically, when I went out walking just now, after a second run where I just loaded, basically, I didn't made sure the game didn't save, just loaded again, and went out. And indeed, the blizzard kicked in about 2 hours from now. So let's go take a peek outside. Now, once I go out, I can't go back in because it'll save. Although I have backed the save up, so we can redo this if I accidentally do that. But as you can see, this is like what you would call pre-blizzard. So if you came out in the morning and you saw this, you'd be like, you know what? This might not be a good idea. But yeah, so what we're going to do is we're just going to sit here and wait. And I think I'll pass time so I can demonstrate it to you. Let's do some reishi prep. We're going to get cold, but, again, this is for science, so I could make a fire, but I'm a little reluctant to have a fire right now. So here we go. Oh, look at this, guys. What's going on? Okay, that's looking very much like a blizzard. Not quite a full blizzard though, guys, but it wants to be a blizzard.
Damn. Freezing.
Yeah, we're cold, but science, guys, science. Let's do one more reishi prep. Alright, guys. Do you call that a blizzard? I think that's a blizzard, guys. Yeah, that's what I would call a blizzard we're dealing with. Yeah, temperature's still dropping. Negative 30. Yeah, that's a blizzard, guys. It's an official blizzard. So, in terms of the timing, what I did was I left the camp. I was in the camp office. I basically set that lantern up, and it probably took me about 50 minutes. And then we did what, 3 reishis? So yeah, 3 reishis. So it was an hour basically till that blizzard kicked in. Look at that. Wow. Okay, so let's quit. And we're going to go in and do it again. Modloper fire test. This is the save that I had for the burn bonus episode. Okay, so here's where we wake up. It's dark, pre-blizzard. And basically I messed around a little bit here with the lantern. But not much. But let's go out and do, I think, 4 reishis, and we'll try to replicate this. I think I ate something as well. I'm just trying to do exactly the same thing, so. I mean, an underlying question about this is whether or not the weather in the Long Dark is deterministic or random, and to what extent it's random. So, anyway, it's dawn. Let's start prepping the reishis. Let's do 2 at a time. 30 minutes.
Made it through another night.
Yeah, and let's
felt so cold in my life.
Let's do them 1 at a time now. That's 45 minutes. Yeah, it's looking pretty bad, guys. Let's do 1 more. That was an hour. Still not quite a blizzard. Let's do an hour and 15. There we go, blizzard. Okay, so it's an hour and 15. I'm gonna do it 1 more time. There we go. I'm gonna do it 1 more time, guys, just to just to be sure that it is deterministic like that. Let's go back into it. Okay. So now what I'm gonna do is, okay, let's do what we did again. Let's just eat our food, eat our breakfast, salty crackers. Drink our water, just for, consistency's sake. And now let's do 5 reishis. Hour and a
Looks like I
quarter.
made it through another night.
Oh, oh, there it is. Okay. Different wind, though. The wind direction changed, but that's a blizzard. Because it looked like it was about to not do it, I'm going to do it one more time, guys. So the trick is going to be, what I'm going to do right now is let's do 4 of those. I'm going to save the 5th for,
Looks like a new day is dawning.
I just want to see how, oh, it's close.
Goddamn freezing.
So what I want to do is have the exact second that the blizzard kicks in. So it looks like it's just about to kick in. So here we go. We know it's within 15 minutes, but I just want to basically accurately get a read on the clock there on the top right. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare it pixel for pixel to estimate the time that it happens under other conditions. Any minute now, guys. There we go. There we go. So I'd say that would be the blizzard, the onset of that wind sound. Okay, so yeah, that's officially blizzard right there. Okay, so that's our reference, guys. It's been very consistent. In just about an hour and a half, we had a blizzard from wake up. So let's go do that. Now we're gonna try some different stuff and see what happens, guys. I have no idea what's gonna happen here. Let's just eat our breakfast. I feel like Bill Murray here, waking up, feeling very familiar. So we've got an hour and 20, you know, an hour and a quarter to do stuff. So I'm a little overweight, actually. I'm just going to go ahead and drop a couple liters of water so that that's not weighing us down. Okay, let's go, guys. So we've got an hour and a quarter. So the idea with the bluff call is that you look outside in the morning, you come out and you go, ooh, nasty. And you say, you know what? I'm not going to be told what to do by this game. Basically, you buck the system. It's like the Matrix, you know? So let's just hustle. Basically, so I have a couple hypotheses going. One is like, you know, there are built-in weather triggers in the game, and that's always been a suspicion of mine. Caves, certain locations have built-in weather triggers, I think. So, you know, I also think maybe it has to do with just crossing into different areas of the map. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bang for unnamed pond right now, and just see what happens if we get a blizzard at the same time. I mean, I could have gone to trappers. There's a lot of things I could have done. One thing I'm noticing is, oh, I was gonna say that the animal spawn's random, but it's not. There it is. The wolf is on that deer's case. Okay, that's gonna throw a wrench in things. I'm gonna have to go this way, upwind. So my sense is that covering distance is what you want to do. Anyway, we'll go this way to unnamed. Too bad we have to do a headwind, though. Okay, let's go. It would have been nice to go over that cliff and use that for cover, but no, we're going to have a headwind. This is this area of the map here that I don't really know very well. Oh, it's a headwind, guys. So I say my own sense of it is that we're still within the time interval that we set out to. Still within an hour and 15 of, hour 20 of having woken up. But yeah, pushing into a headwind. That's the ultimate bluff call, is you push into the headwind. It's blizzardy, guys, but okay, guys, so that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about, guys. I don't even think it's the blizzard time yet. It's like, it may be a bit earlier. So there's the, we had a weather change though, guys. So there's the clock. But let's keep going a little bit just to make sure it doesn't suddenly blizzard us. It could still, by the looks of it. It's still like it hasn't cleared up. It's just the wind slowed down, so that's interesting. Yeah, it still looks like it could go either way. It's a little, you know, I call it a true bluff call if the, you know, this is a bluff call. Like, so that's what my experience with the bluff call is that by pushing out like that, you can sort of cancel the blizzard. And let's go in here. Now, going in these types of locations, to me, are possible blizzard triggers. I think there's weather changes that happen when you go inside buildings like that. It still looks pretty thick out, guys. And actually, time-wise, we still might not be at the time that the blizzard happened before. Oh, this looks like it wants to blizzard, guys. It's like it restarted. Look at this. What did I do wrong? There was definitely something that went on there, but now it's like it's back. Like I re-engaged it somehow. Well, let's try to cover some distance, guys. You know, did it not look like the second I stepped inside Unnamed Pond's blind that we got a blizzard? Or like a re-blizzard? Like, look at this. This looks like it wants to blizzard again on us, guys. Well, let's see. Yeah, we're right in around where that blizzard should kick in, I think, based on the... yeah, it looks like it's going to blizzard. This smells and feels like a blizzard. Take a sapling. Yeah, this definitely looks like it wants to blizzard, but does it feel to you guys like it's holding it all? Like we've kind of held it off a little bit by bluff calling? So let's see. Go out here, mess around with the wolves and the bear. Some birch over there. This definitely looks pre-blizzard to me. Definitely, definitely. Still. It's weird, right? We had that break, and now it's back. I don't know what to say about that. Look at that. Look at that heavy, heavy, thick snow coming in. And Clearcut is not a place you want to be stuck in a blizzard. Believe you me. Especially when a blizzard kicks in when you're out here, because then nothing despawns. You're forced to just deal with everything. But we're covering a lot of ground. Oh, it looks like it's... There it goes. Okay, interesting, guys. So that's a blizzard. And it looks like it's about the same time, actually. So maybe there is no bluff call. It was weird. It looked like it was a bluff call, but maybe it's not. There's the blizzards. That's official, and there's the time. So we'll do the math on that. All right. Interesting test, but, you know, ultimately unsuccessful. Sort of. Partly successful. There was a hint of potential success there. Let's try it again. Okay, and let's go, this time, I don't know, I could just retrace my steps to see how deterministic it is. I think I will do that. Let's just retrace our steps. I'll catch up with you guys in a few minutes when we're over there. Okay guys, so unfortunately this way through I accidentally picked up that wolf. I tried to sneak by him, so we're a little bit later than we were, but I'm just going to try to walk him. Okay, so we're getting that break happening again that happened before, so that seems to be reliable. Right around the same place too, you know? Not so much time as place, it seems. And I'm looking at animal straight ahead, which looks like a wolf. So actually I'm going to veer left, obviously. Can't get into it with him. Have to be careful about getting attacked here because I will, you know, lose my save then. Although I do have it backed up, but it's just very convenient not to have to do that. Anyway, let's just walk this guy for a bit. So unfortunately I'm taking a slightly different route so we don't get straight replication, but, you know, these... I hear lots of wolves, guys. So I guess, tell you what, let's head over the way towards trappers. And we'll see what happens. Hopefully this guy gets peeled off on that bunny. There he goes. Okay, that's a done deal. Okay, so, I mean, I should check, actually, just sitting on the Mystery Lake porch, camp office porch, if you get this type of, lull. Maybe you do. I didn't actually look very carefully before, so. Yeah, this looks like it's thickening again. Maybe that's the way it is. Maybe it slows down and thickens. Definitely looks pre-blizzard. Yeah, this looks like it's gonna blizzard for sure. But we'll still just push for the blizzard. We'll check the time that it happens so that we can sort of document that. And if it's identical, you know, that's another replication of the fact that, no, weather's deterministic. It really doesn't depend on what the player does, so that would be good to know. I mean, the idea of a bluff call is just, you know, it's kind of, it is superstition, so, you know, but there's a lot of superstition in this game, which is, it makes it fun, so. I have to decide for myself whether I really want to actually do this, you know? The thing is, though, that, like, you know, through a lot of play, you guys have seen me do a lot of so-called bluff calls, you know, that have worked out, supposedly. So, where this type of weather has turned around. So, it's sort of hard to say. I mean, it could be that, you know, the game just sometimes has blizzards that don't complete. They're like partial blizzards, you know? But yeah, the intuition behind the bluff call is that if you go to ground, the game will punish you for it. If you show bravery, the game will respect it and, you know, pull back. But so far, there's the sense that that's not true based on what we've seen so far. So, yeah, this looks like it's going to blizzard any minute. It's definitely thickening up by the looks of it. We're still going to, let's run a bit, get some mileage. And after this, if you know, we'll just document when the blizzard kicks in. And then what I'm going to do is, I'm going to try for some things that I think are weather change events. So I'm going to go to the tower, forestry lookout. I'm pretty sure that seems like a weather change event to me. I'm going to go to down to Mystery Lake, and I'm also going to try going to, yeah, here we go. So no, guys, it's deterministic. Yep, there we go. Clockwork. Truly clockwork. Blizzard is on. Here comes that first wind sound. Okay, and the time is that. It looks identical to what we had before. So we'll do the math, but there you go. Full blue. Full blue. Alright, let's go back. Let's do another one. So we're going to go to the tower this time. Groundhog Day. Alarm clock goes off. Up we get. Eat our crackers. So I'm actually really impressed by how reliable the weather is. It's extremely reliable. It like, yeah, here we go. This looks very familiar. Okay, let's go for that tower. Now, if anything, I might expect the tower to bring the blizzard in faster, because, you know, how many times have you guys gone to the tower and had a blizzard on you? Towers are famous for that, like both towers, this one and the one in Coastal Highway. And actually, I think maybe the one in Bleak is the same way. It, you go in, and there's that strange sense that something's changed, and then, yeah, a few minutes later, it's like, boom, locked in. I have a strong sense that the game does that. Like, whenever you're somewhere that's kind of a stretch, it likes to sort of lock you in. But it's just a superstition, you know, ultimately. But look, the animals are reliable. We're getting these animals every time. Are there 3? Yeah, 3 deer. So that's neat. I kind of wasn't sure. I thought maybe it would spawn every time the you went outside, but
Need to find some place to escape this cold.
Okay, so we're gonna go up to the tower. I think we'll probably be able to make it in time without any trouble before the blizzard comes. Or I don't know, maybe close, but let's get up there. Okay, so I'll be interested to see if we get that lull. We should be getting it pretty soon. I mean, the lull is also a bit of a bait because it's like, you know, you think you're okay. You're like, oh, just kidding, and then it drops it on you. That could be. That's also something that I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, here comes the lull. Is this the lull? Let's burn some rubber here. Yep. Okay, so you get a lull. Interesting. Ah, that's part of the like dark humor of the whole thing. The lull. I mean, I don't know if this is as much of a lull. It felt like it was a bit of... Yeah, I'd say this is sort of a bit of a lull. Coming up to it, guys. Blizzard impending. Yeah, there's the lull. Okay. Oh yeah, definitely a lull. Look at that. It's sweet. Actually, don't even know if I've been up here this time. Okay, so let's get in here. No, I haven't. Search it out. Okay, so the lull is still there, but I believe that it's gonna go soon. Spray paint. I won't mess with the spray paint right now. Who knows what type of, you know, dark properties that thing has. It could change everything. And I'm not going to do anything to advance time. Let's just wait it out because that's what we did with the previous ones. Yeah, it looks like it's thickening up, guys. Let's just take a look at the door. Looks like it's thickening up for us, just like before. Yeah, this looks like it's going to, just as it did before. So far, I think nothing we've done has actually changed the weather. But I mean, based on the stuff to do with the fire burn bonus, it's not unreasonable to think that the player's position has something to impact on the environment, right? I mean, that's the essence of the outdoor fire bonus, is that it's a player-fire relationship. So, you know, that kind of made me think it's very likely that there'll be something like this, but so far nothing. So, I mean, I guess what I can do is, since we have it recorded continuously, I can actually just measure the timestamps. That's what I'll do and get a precise estimate of the time it took from load. The one thing we didn't do was, I guess I'll do that at the end, is from the camp office, just time it. We're sitting on the porch. Here we go, guys. So yeah, just like clockwork, there it is. It is indeed clockwork. Blizzard. At about 10 a.m. or something like that. There's the wind sound. There we go. And old blue. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, so we're going to call that. There we go. Blizzard on set, guys. All right. Let's quit out. What are we going to do now? I think what we're going to do is... I mean, honestly, I think I've proven it to myself already, but I'm going to try a couple more things, of course, just because, you know, we have time. Okay, let's go. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to walk down Mystery Lake and do the cave. You know, let's try a cave. I could go up to the overlook, I guess, but because we have some time, let's just walk down the South River. Not South River, sorry, the Lake Trail. Okay, guys, so we're coming into the cave here, and we're just gonna wait it out. So let me get in there, and then I will, I'll let you know. Okay, guys, so yeah, here we are at this time, and it looks like we're just about to start our blizzard as expected, right on time, would seem. Okay, guys, here we go. Just about to turn blue. Wait to hear the wind. Here we go. Blizzard sound. Yep. And blinding snowstorm. There we go, guys. So that's the time. I bet you it's the same. It looks identical. Yeah, so the bottom of the sun's just touching the bottom of the icon there, the display. Okay, let's quit out. That was as expected. And I think what we're gonna do now, guys, is I don't know if this is the last thing I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna go to Muskeg, guys. I'm gonna try to make for Poacher's Camp, although Poacher's Camp itself is a blizzard trigger according to my intuitions, but maybe this is all just superstition. It quite easily could be, you know. I mean, weather changes over time, so basically, you know, going places, you may feel like you're changing the weather, but really you're just, you know, passing time basically. So, and the weather's changing on its own. So there's going to be the possibility for illusory correlations for sure. And yeah, that's the basis of some good superstition right there. So let's see if we can get not eaten by this wolf. I don't know if he's here or not. Oh, of course it's a headwind, right? Why not? The main thing is I gotta make, I'd like to make the exit before the, at least around the lull, but. Hey, we got some nasty weather, definitely. Making it to the tunnel here, and we'll see what happens crossing to Muskeg. And unfortunately, I probably don't have enough time to make it to Poachers, but we'll just see what happens. If it hadn't been a headwind, I could have made it, I think. Oh, please don't. Is it save? That's okay. I have the save backed up, so. I actually don't know. No, it doesn't save. Okay, good. And yeah, the wind's going the other way, so that cave must turn. It does turn. Okay. Good. But yeah, the weather's the same, guys, so I'm not seeing a lot of evidence here for any escape from this blizzard. Looks like it's still on. Let's hustle. See if you can't make Poachers in time. That's looking like, oh guys, it's like we're not even getting our lull. Thought I saw a wolf out there. No. Not even getting our lull here, guys. It should be any minute this blizzard's on. And I'm pretty sure Poachers is a blizzard trigger anyway, so but I think we'll just check, because I bet you were going to get it exactly the same time. So, yeah, guys, I may be wrong about blizzard triggers, but you know, you all know the experience with Ravine, right? Where Ravine reliably in the cave there, you reliably get a blizzard. I feel like so. I feel like there are some blizzard triggers out there, but oh yeah, I've already been here. I was here recently, actually. I just came from my forge, so that's why that thing's wet. I'm just wearing it. Okay, so if our previous tests are right, we should be getting the blizzard any moment now, because the bottom little sun, what is it? Sun ray is basically just about touching the bottom of the display there, so it should kick in just about now. And there it is, like perfectly on schedule. There you go, guys. Yeah, blizzard. So one thing that's interesting, guys, is I don't know if you just heard there was a wolf call there. So yeah, wolves don't despawn if they're out when the blizzard kicks in, as far as I know. So there we go, guys. Full effect. Okay, so one more test, guys. It's getting onerous, I know. I don't even know if we can do this in time, but let's try. I'm gonna try to make for Ravine, just because we did, you know, we did Muskeg, just for, I don't know if you want to call it completeness, but let's just do Ravine. Okay, guys, so there's the lull on cue. I mean, I feel like the thing about the lull is, like, I've definitely seen it convert, you know, like from a lull to a no blizzard situation. Like we had in Deadman, Classic Deadman, I just had that happen where I went from Crumbling Highway to Coastal Highway. And we had a lull, you know, just like this. It was building, and then we had a lull. And then it backed off, guys. It backed off. So I have seen that phenomenon. I cannot replicate it here, but let's go. We got a few minutes before this thing happens. That scared me. Never fails to freak me right out. I guess you heard me. Okay, so we're getting our lull. Nice to leave that guy behind. It's great that they can't go through transitions, although it would be cool if they could. Because transitions are kind of cheap that way. It'd be cool if they could go everywhere we could, you know? Okay, so here we go. And we're still in the lull phase, but we're going to be coming back to the blizzard at any moment. Yeah, there it is. See it thickening up? So right after the lull, you get a mist over. And then you get a thickening of the snow. And then it's on you, on your case. But think of the mileage we just got, you know? Like, I just put some major mileage on us. Like, that's a lot of mileage. Yeah, so it's thickening. Another place I thought it'd be interesting to try this would be on the Trestle Bridge, because I felt like there's a weather cue around there. But okay, so we're seeing that additional snow come in, thickening. Trying to outrun the blizzard. It's like tornado chasers. There we go, it's thickening. Yeah, let's keep the mileage on, guys. So yeah, the blizzard should be kicking in about 5 minutes. This is quite a lull, though, I'll say. So this bridge here has a weather cue, or at least it has a song cue. Let's activate the song cue. There's the song cue. And I always associate that with a blizzard. So yeah, here comes our blizzard. It's thickening up just like before. So, wow, I'm glad we got to test that, guys. That's amazing. I just got to test what I thought might be a weather cue. It's not. It's just a song cue, guys. Look at that. Okay, we better wait and let it kick in. But yeah, just like it did before. Right at that point where the sun, the lower sun ray hits the edge of the icon. Okay, just waiting for it. Here we go. I can hear it coming in. Here it is. Definitely thick. I guess let's walk through. Look at it on the other side. Whatever, let's keep going. Let's make for the trestle. I feel like the trestle is another one of its own blizzard cues, but I'm not sure. So guys, it's holding. It looks definitely like a blizzard wants to happen, but here we go. Okay, the blizzard kicked in. Almost right on the trestle too. I don't know, I feel like that's a little later than it was. It's close, but it feels a little bit later. Right, guys? So there's the time. Well, I'll do the analysis, but that's interesting. Unfortunately, now that means because it looked like it was going to work, almost, I got to do it one more time. Sorry, guys. We're going to do straight replication. Okay. Fed up. Let's hit the road, guys. I'll see you in Ravine. Hey guys, so I got barked at a slightly different location here and had to flare up. I feel like we're not making as good time here. We got something of a headwind this time that we didn't seem to have before. Wow. I don't know, it could have been that I just used my sprint slightly differently or something. But this looks like pretty nasty. I thought we had a tailwind for part of this. This is a pretty bad headwind. So yeah, the wind direction does change, and it does obviously matter a lot in terms of how far you can get. So that right there could determine what's going to happen here. We still haven't got the lull, really. I think the lull's yet to come. Maybe. Oh, this looks like it's blizzarding already. Looks like it's early this time. Right? Does that look like a blizzard to you guys? Where's my lull? There should be a lull, like, pretty soon. That looks like a blizzard, you know? Almost. This is basically a blizzard. It's early though. It's different than before, I think. Although maybe it looked this way when we were crossing the bridge. It's looking fairly worse than it was. I think we were still in the lull last time. Take a stem. So we're a little bit... We're not quite as far along as we were last time because of the headwind. Let's just see. Love to get to that bridge. This is where the blizzard kicks in typically, right around now. Okay, wait. Is that a lull? Is there a lull happening? No. Come on, music. Okay, there's the music. We gotta trudge across this bridge. Wow, that's a blizzard, guys. There it is. Okay, so that's on time. It's exactly on time. So, guys, we did have one anomaly here. That's the blizzard right there for sure. Now I'm really confused. Guys, so, okay, there's the blizzard. Totally on time. Let's go back. And I gotta do it again, guys. We have no choice. I gotta try to replicate that experience that we had. Groundhog Day. Because yeah, we did, guys, there was almost a bluff call in there. You know, we had like how many replications do we have that were identical? Followed by one that wasn't. And I think it had to do with crossing that bridge in time. Let's do it, guys. Let's try to get there. I'm trying to think if there's a faster way to get to Ravine. Maybe it's down South River? I don't know. I think South River's slow, personally. I think this time we might use a stim. Just to make it happen. Especially if we have a headwind, guys. So I'm gonna use my sprint bar as much as I can. I thought my route was pretty much identical. I think what it boiled down to was the headwind. We were close. And guys, here we seem to have a tailwind.
Die if I don't warm up soon.
Okay, guys, so here's a lull. The lull does happen at different times. Like, it's interesting. There's definite lull. So last time we didn't really seem to get as much of a lull. Okay, so we're gonna have to get through our wolf friend here. Hopefully he's not waiting right for me. Gosh, it's such a bad Groundhog Day that you have to get barked so many times. Oh, you bastard. Oh, it saved it too. Oh, guys. Of course, I should have escaped before that. Oh, anyway, there it is. So let's cure that up. Let's go. Gosh, I have the save, but you know, it kind of spoils it a little bit, frankly, because it means I only have one more. This is it. So, that also adds like a weird factor into it, changes it a little bit. I think what we're going to do is do the stim. Oh, I don't even have a stim, guys. Never mind. This is it. I should have drank a coffee each time. Why didn't I? I don't know if that actually affects stamina. Fatigue, that is. Oh, I almost got away from him, too. He was, like, literally right at the edge. Okay guys, so this a little bit like the time we made it before. I had bad luck with that wolf placement. He was right in my path. I don't know if we're gonna make it, guys. Come on. I don't know how I made it so fast that one time. Okay, so there's the queue. So I'm just gonna try to make it to the tunnel. We're gonna wait. Blizzard should be coming any minute. Okay, so let's just get in here and wait. Oh, guys. So yeah, that was crazy. Unfortunately, it saved. That's the thing about getting attacked. I should hit escape at that last minute. I just blew it. But anyway. So the blizzard should be here now. So this is the blizzard time, typically. And this is what we observed before, is that I would say it's a touch late right now. Or maybe it's right around now it should come. Oh, there it is. Interesting. A little bit later it seems, but ever so slightly later for whatever reason. Okay, since we have the save, you know, unfortunately, let's use it. Oh, no way. What just happened? Did it, so the load there might have killed the not thirsty. Shucks. Okay. It definitely looked nicer in Mystery Lake. Like it was gonna anti-blizzard there. Okay, guys. So here we're approaching the Fateful Bridge. Yeah, pretty much identical situation to before. I feel like we might be here a little early though. For whatever reason. Not sure why that would be, but... Watch should give you something where if it saves and you load, you save like a few minutes. Like, it saves in increments of... Not... Okay, there's the music. No, this is about the same. And we're getting thickening, you know. Let's get in that tunnel. I'm just going to push, guys. We're going to push as fast and far as we can. And just see how that goes again. And I think what it's going to come down to now is we need a different map. Like, I need a different bluff test. Because my sense is that basically so far we've shown that there is no bluff call. However, there was that one anomaly here where we managed to delay it by some amount, it seemed. And I'll try to compute that. So, it's curious. So that, to me, means that there might actually be a bluff call. It's just not well understood yet. And it could be highly geographically specific. Like, it's not just mileage, it's you have to cross certain points. Or maybe the game just delays when you're in certain places, like it pauses weather changes when you're in certain spots. Here it seemed to kick in right when we hit the trestle, but it was at a different time. That's the weird thing. Now, this is a bad example because you know, we had the fight and we had the load, so it's not clean. I'm gonna go back to and redo the load so we see where we're at with a clean load. So it looks like we're going to get a blizzard right now, guys, but I think that this is early compared to that first time we saw it here. Let's try to make it to Coastal Highway before this happens. Extend the Bluff Call even further. Come on, Coastal Highway. It's definitely late compared to where it was in other the playthroughs straight in Mystery Lake, so let's just keep going, guys. We'll push the boundaries here a little bit. This is, again, a borked save, so I will try this again. Obviously, we have to do this whole thing over again, but without getting attacked by the wolf. So here we are in Coastal Highway. It still looks like it wants to blizzard for sure. I think, if anything, there's like a braking mechanism on weather. So I think that's what's going on. Like, this is definitely pre-blizzard if I've ever seen it. Without a doubt. Rabbit Grove to me is a blizzard cue, but it's also potentially a weather trigger, so let's make for Rabbit Grove. I don't know, like, we'll just see. Oh, here comes the blizzard, guys. Yep. So this looks like the exact same time it was the first time we went through the Ravine Falls, the Ravine Railway line. So that... Okay, so there's the official blizzard. There's the timestamp, guys. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna quit out. I'm gonna kill my... overwrite the save, and we'll start over. Okay, guys, so we're back at the camp office. We're doing one more test here. Basically, this is a different day, a totally different day. I reloaded the save from before, so this is prior to the wolf attack, and we're just gonna go try to replicate, you know, the timing on a clean save. Yeah, so this is the time already, and I'm gonna go and try to make for Ravine once again, because that's where we're getting the most interesting results, so let's just go there. Hopefully we won't get bitten by the wolf this time. Unfortunately, this character does not yet have the flare gun, so I can't really defend myself. That would make life a lot easier. There's the lull fully. So the lull we're seeing, for the record, where the sun's circular body crosses the horizon, or is just touching the horizon. And the... yeah, he's right up there. He would have been in the way, so we had to go this way. The lull is passing, and that finger is coming up of the sun, so you can expect a blizzard imminently, as we know. But let's try to get out there anyway. It's definitely thickening up badly here. Try to get down there. But yeah, it seems to be the same clockwork as before. Not seeing really any substantive differences yet. So it looks like, you know, the weather state and imminent progress is tied into the save, you know, as part of your save game. I don't know how often it rolls the dice on a new event, but yeah, I feel like we didn't make it as far this time. Look at that, that's really thickening up. I don't think there's any way we make the bridge by the time this goes. Oh yeah, last time I had a coffee. Maybe that was part of it. Look at this. This is definitely looking blizzardy. We're getting it a bit early this time. Look at that. That's a bit early, guys. Wow. It is a bit early. Like, that's definitely a bit early. There, I'd say that's not quite full blizzard, but it's imminent. There. So there we did an anti-bluff call. Which I guess is worth documenting. That's fully blizzard then, and the finger's not up yet, so... Okay. Interesting. Alright, let's try it again. I think I'm going to do one more time just to see. This time I will try to... yeah, I'll try to do this like more quickly. I don't know. I'm going to drink the coffee for sure. I forgot to do that, so I don't know if that could make the difference possibly, but... Coffee. Okay, who needs water? We're not going to drink any water as we do this, so let's just go. Drink a ratio if we need to. Okay, let's go. I don't know why I keep thinking about survival. It's like we don't care about survival, we just care about getting there now, so. Okay, pre-blizzard, go. Try to do this quickly. I'd have to look at a map. I actually don't know what the fastest way is to ravine, but... I mean, I really want to get to that bridge, and I'm tempted actually just to stand on that bridge. Because I feel like the bridge is the weather event, so why pass it, right? If you pass it, it might end the, like, positive spin that it has, or the stalling event it has.
Like I survived another night.
Okay, let's hope he's down where he was last time. I don't have to go through him. Oh, it's turning into a headwind, guys. This is going to affect our timing for sure. It's interesting how the wind changes. Like, it really does vary a lot. Now it's like the blizzard wants to come early, guys. And here I gotta be careful because we can't sprint our way out of this, really. Let's just light it up. Oh, look at this. Hey, that works, guys, so just for the record. But it blows our test. Time-wise. Yeah. Completely. The headwind really caused us some pain here. It's interesting that although the blizzard's timing is fairly deterministic, the wind direction is utterly variable. I find that interesting, sort of. So we're seeing some variability for whatever reason this time versus last time. I'm gonna do the porch test again just to like say it. But it's weird because over the first like bunch of tests we did, we had absolutely no variability in the burn and the blizzard onset. It was like fixed. Okay, we should be getting the blizzard right now. And we're just gonna stand on the bridge and let it happen. I would say it's definitely later now than... Maybe I should wait back there, right? Like it seemed like maybe it was holding back there. Let's just wait for it. Maybe I should just wait back there. Maybe we'll try that next time. Although we've seen the blizzard kick in there, so that's not the trigger. But yeah, it's definitely like a little later than it was last time. So this looks like we're getting the late one. Guys. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Guys. Oh my gosh. What is this? Now this looks like a lull, like a classic lull. It's not cleared up yet. It's a lull. Let's see what happens though. It's a very late lull. So yeah, so the lull is a very significant event. Sometimes we get it, sometimes we don't. I don't know what it means. I don't know if it's just random. Okay, yeah, look, it's thickening up, so it's just a classic lull. So this is just a slightly later one. This is the later iteration that we saw multiple times now. That involved when getting here. Yeah, thickening up. And we're gonna get our blizzard after all. But it seems like getting to Ravine into that area around the climb, maybe with a certain amount in a certain amount of time. I don't know. It's almost like getting to the cave over there might be something, or I don't know. Or maybe there's just some variability in it that we didn't see in the first like 8 tests. But yeah, here we're getting our blizzard. Slowly but surely. It's quite late this time though. Quite late. Like a half hour late. Wow, guys. It's definitely happening, but it's happening very slowly. It's like somebody hit the pause button on it. Yeah, it looks blizzardy. Like this is definitely the sequence that we've seen before. Pre-blizzard. Here it comes. It's beautiful, guys. What a beautiful spot, eh? What a beautiful spot to lose 30 or 40% condition. Although it's Loper, so this is 1 night's recovery, no big deal. What's the hypothermia situation? Ooh, cool. I've never actually had hypothermia. I was actually thinking of doing a science episode on that. Guys, this is by far and wide the longest we've ever waited for this blizzard. Of course, right after this, I'm going to do the bench test, where we sit out in the front of camp office and let it come, just to verify we get the timing we did before. And I'm going to do it without accelerating time with ratios or anything. I'm just going to sit. I'll cut it for you guys later. Guys, we're just sitting here. The real bluff call, though, guys, is when it clears up. So just holding like this is not the bluff call I was really thinking of. This is like a... It's effective. It's interesting, but... Okay, here it comes. Look at this. So there's like a pause button. It's a slowing. Wow. How interesting. A slowing of the weather system. And now we've got our blizzard. Let's wait for the blue. Wait for big blue. It's almost like the weather is slower to kick in, too, here. I'd say that's basically the blizzard. But it's almost kicking in slower. Like, listen to that. We don't have the big blowing sound yet. It's not even a full blizzard yet, based on the sound. Okay, there. So look at that, guys. It's like a whole hour later. So interesting. There's something special about that bridge, guys. I think we've established that it's a magical bridge. You know, the music you always knew with the music that it was a magical bridge. And what exactly is going on there is highly mysterious, but I think it's suffice to say that something is going on there. And something that's like slowing down time. It's like a Bermuda Triangle kind of bridge. Okay, so what we're going to do, guys, we're going to go do a bench test on the front of camp office. Let's go do it. And just to verify the timing there one more time. So I'm not going to accelerate time. I'm just going to sit here like a good boy and wait for it. And you guys can, I'll catch up you guys when something happens. Hey guys, so I don't think we really get a lull when we sit on the porch. I may be wrong about that, but I don't remember getting a lull before. But we did just get a wind change, which seems to be independent of the wind direction seems independent of the blizzard. So that's interesting. Okay guys, so here we go. Blizzard's kicking in, and it's just as we've always experienced it. Pretty much exactly when the tip of that sun ray is touching the bottom. So you can see what a difference we got last time. There's a blizzard, so anyway, that rules out the coffee. I don't think the coffee was affecting it, so that's good, I guess. Okay, that's full blizzard right there. So, for the record. Okay, it's very, very blue now. But yeah, it's exactly when the ray hits the bottom, which is what we've always seen. So interesting to know that we were delaying it to some extent based on what we did. It's now, I think, pretty much established. So, hey guys, so I thought it was worth checking just what happens if we stay inside the camp office. So I know it's insanely boring, but I will cut all that for you and just let you know what happens. We're going to stay inside the camp office and let this happen. Okay guys, so it sounds actually like we might have just got the lull, right, where the circle part of the sun hits the lower bar. It sounds like a lull, guys. I can't see, unfortunately. The windows are frosted over, but yeah, I would say that's the lull. So interesting, eh? Okay, guys, so the time is approaching. And it doesn't actually sound like a blizzard is on here, but maybe you can defeat it by just staying indoors. Okay, guys. There you go. Just picked up out of the blue, and yep, right on time. Right on time, guys. So that's not sounding like a full blizzard to me. Let's take a peek, just to be sure. Can't go back in now, unfortunately, but oh no, it's a full blizzard. Interesting. I thought it was louder inside when it's a full blizzard, but that is a full blizzard. Okay, so it did come on time. Never mind. Good to know. So it doesn't help to stay indoors. The timing's the same as out on the porch. Okay, guys. So we're gonna do one more test here. I'm gonna go down South River just in case there's some weather trigger there that we're not aware of. We did do the south side of the lake earlier, and you know nothing happened. So I figured just because we can. Before I move this save on to another place, let's go just exhaust this by trying South River. Oh, we've already been here. Okay, let's go step into the cave just for that, in case the cave itself is the trigger. But otherwise, I guess we're just going to go on our way to Ravine. Again. Okay, Alan's Cave, there we go. We're in. Activate any triggers from there. Keep going. So the blizzard should be on us now. And it pretty much is. It's one step shy of an actual blizzard, but it's basically a blizzard. Get on that bridge, guys. Come on. Come on, come on. Almost there. Okay, there comes the music cue. Now let's wait for it. So already it's a little bit later than it was. Wow, Bleak Inlet down there, guys. Yeah, this weather's coming in from Bleak. Look at that. Okay, there it goes. Covering over, guys. Interesting. Not as much of a delay. So, I don't know, guys. It's a little mysterious, really, still. It's a little bit later, but it's like not nearly like as late as that one time we saw it where it was extremely late. So, it's still extremely mysterious to me what's causing this. The delay. Okay, guys, so we're going to do one more test here. I'm going to make for the abandoned lookout, because in the past the abandoned lookout has been a weather event place. I feel like for sure getting to the top of the abandoned lookout causes something to happen. It's usually a blizzard, but anyway, I'm trying everything now. Okay, guys, so there's the lull at the expected place where the bottom of the sun meets the line. Let's get up this thing, guys. We're here in good time. So I never knew that you could get to the abandoned lookout that fast. It's crazy. Yeah, so we got a nice big lull, like we've seen. Yeah, so the lookout, I've many a time come up here and been blizzarded and thought that it was a trigger. So we're gonna give it that opportunity. I'd say it's definitely thickening here, guys. Yep, it's thickening up. Very, very thick, guys. It's like this one wants to come early. There we go. So destroy lookout. Hop in here to activate it. Start searching it out. I don't know what the trigger is here, but here we go, guys. Just like clockwork. Look at that. Exactly. So no effect to coming up here. If anything, maybe it's a touch early. But I'd say that's pretty well consistent with what we've seen. Yeah, so there it is. That's pretty darn consistent with what we've seen. Okay, guys, so yet another test here. I know I'm just reaching, but what we're going to test this time is whether or not it matters to make a fire. So let's go ahead and make a sheltered fire and just sit by the fire, and we'll wait it out.
Looks like I survived enough.
Hey guys, so here we go. Blizzard's coming pretty much on schedule. There we go. There's the big sound. So yeah, just as it was. So having a fire did absolutely nothing to stop it. Okay, so it's time for us to tie this episode up by collecting all our findings and doing a bit of a quantitative analysis of them. If you stuck with me through all those trials, good on you. It was tough. It was long for me too. It was onerous, and yeah, but you know, I think we might have learned some stuff in the process. And if you're just jumping in now at the end, I completely understand. It was long. So just to recap, the purpose of this study was to determine whether or not the so-called bluff call was a real phenomenon. The bluff call is my intuition that if you have a blizzard that's about to happen, if you storm out into it and show no fear, the blizzard will back off on you. And anecdotally, I've seen this happen many times, but in this episode, we set out to see if we could demonstrate it. So I had a save game where I popped at a camp office and we saw that there was a blizzard about to start. So basically that save became our test point, and I retried various different things, each time loading that save again to see if I could affect the onset of the blizzard. So what I'm going to do now is go over the data in detail. in this table here, we have time intervals where I went to the actual video recording and measured the amount of seconds it took for different things to happen. So in this case, we're looking at the time until particularly the blizzard, which is on the far right. And each trial had a different destination or a different activity. So you can see that. Trials 1 to 4, we just did a timer outside of the camp office by doing race sheet prep. And that was early on. I just wanted to make sure that indeed the blizzard was a deterministic thing. And we found that it was. So it turns out that if we stayed just outside camp office, it always came at the same time. So that was cool. That meant that in some ways the immediate weather is coded with the save game. And it allowed us to conduct all the rest of the experiments, trials 5 through 20. So for each of the remaining trials, I was able to get time intervals, and if you look at the time on the right is the most important time to blizzard. And as you can see, it varies quite a bit. So across our trials, we had as low as about 400 seconds, which is around 6 minutes, and as high as 719 seconds, which is getting towards almost double that, so upwards of 12 minutes. So the first hypothesis that we really wanted to know is, can the player's behavior affect the blizzard onset? And this is initially hard to tell. It could just be random based on what we're looking at here. However, if you look at all the trials in which we stayed in Mystery Lake, so I've highlighted them here in this table, basically you see that there's a very, very narrow variability for the trials that we stayed in Mystery Lake. So across those, 8 trials, we had an average of 416 seconds roughly, with a standard deviation of about 5 seconds. And you know, that 5 seconds of average deviation could be to do with my measurement. You know, it's kind of hard to tell when the blizzard starts because I was using the sound mostly. And sort of the blue, and they happen at slightly different times. So it's a little tricky to tell blizzard onset. So I could see there being at least 5 seconds of wiggle room there. So that would indicate that if you stay in Mystery Lake, the blizzard came at pretty much exactly the same time. Okay, so just focusing on the trials in which we left Mystery Lake, you can see that starting with the trial 9, going to Four-Letter Muskeg and Poacher's Camp, we actually did have a delay. At the time, I didn't notice it, but it's hard to tell from the little clock icon. It's kind of a coarse indicator of time. But yeah, we had about a 40-second delay there. And you can subtract maybe a few seconds, 4 or 5 seconds because of the load. So maybe it was only about a 35-second delay, but still, outside of the range of delays we were seeing in Mystery Lake, outside of that variability. And when we went to Ravine, a lot of different stuff happened. So the first time we went, we had a 138-second delay. But then after that, we did the same thing. We had a 50-second delay. So that was kind of interesting and surprising. We then got attacked by a wolf, 105-second delay. And then I had that trial where I had to load after the wolf attack, and I did sort of a composite where I added the time from the previous trial to the post-load trial. So it's a bit of a, slightly different comparison, but it still produced a value that was quite in the range of values we're seeing. Perhaps the weirdest trial was trial number 14, where we loaded the game fresh after that wolf attack. So I had backed up my save, I copied it back, we loaded again, and based on that one, we had a negative delay actually, and I had to check it because it was so surprising. But indeed, the blizzard came a bit earlier, and about as earlier as it was later for Poacher's Camp. So I was scratching my head about that one, and I still kind of scratch my head about that one, but there it is. Those are the data, and maybe the case where I thought we were going to get an actual bluff call, where I thought the blizzard might actually go away, was trial 15, where we just walked to the ravine bridge, stood on that bridge, and the thing came about 5 minutes late, which I thought it was going to be, a true bluff call. But true bluff call is when the blizzard actually goes away. So in that case, it was still not a true bluff call, but nevertheless, it was a very strong influence of our behavior, seemingly on the game's weather, at least by comparison to what would have happened in Mystery Lake. So it came a whole lot later, basically, which could be extremely useful. Like, that's how long it takes to traverse a region. So give me 5 extra minutes, I'll get through Ravine all the way to Coastal Highway. So it can very relevant amount of time. Even a small amount of time, like a minute, can be relevant in this game because you can get to a place of shelter. The worst thing about the blizzard, I think, is the fog, the extreme fog, and many a time I've been lost in that case. On my Dead Man run, I almost got lost out on the Desolation Point ice. It was a close call, basically, and again, visibility being the big factor. The wind, it's a pain, and the clothing damage is sort of like a thing, I guess, and it's cold, obviously, but the visibility is the big bummer, and it's a sudden loss of visibility that can put you in the hurt. So, a minute matters, and a minute early matters too. Okay, so basically we saw a whole lot of variability that, leaves me scratching my head about what might actually be going on here. So I did a bit of a further analysis where I focused in on different critical events. So I was trying to think, what is the critical event that might be driving this variability in blizzard onset time? Does it matter how quickly we get to Ravine? Does it matter how quickly, In my mind, I thought the bridge and ravine was special because you get the music trigger, right? So that was, to me, always was a weather cue. I always thought that caused a weather change. So I figured what we're getting in ravine is, matters when you get to that bridge. So I've plotted here the onset for certain critical events. So the time it took us to enter Mystery Lake from the camp office, to enter ravine from Mystery Lake, to enter that log bridge in ravine, and then to finally get to that so-called special bridge in ravine, and then the blizzard onset, and finally the lull. And I guess I'll talk to you about the lull maybe at the end. But yeah, so basically what you see here is that, what I was hoping to see, would there be some simple relationship between, getting to a certain point and the final blizzard delay. So trial 15 was the really long one. We just bolted straight from camp office, ran straight down the railway tracks, but on the hill, as we always did, went through the ravine and to the bridge. And we had that long delay with a 5-minute delay. It was crazy. Trial 18, we did something very different. I went through South River, I went to Allen's Cave, and then I popped through ravine, and then we went to the bridge. The neat thing about this case is that they're very well matched. Like if you look at the time to enter Mystery Lake, the time to enter ravine, they're all very close. The time to get to the log bridge is almost identical within 7 seconds. And then the time to enter the bridge is almost identical for those two cases, despite taking very different routes. And then the blizzard is different by a long amount of time, like 3.5 minutes, guys. So that's crazy. That's a huge difference, but there's no real obvious timing differences in what we did. The routes were different though, but if you look at there were some minor differences. So the time to enter, maybe it has to do with how long it takes you to enter a ravine. So, but no, there's earlier cases, trials 10, 11, and 14, that take a shorter amount of time to enter ravine. We got there faster, but they didn't have as big a delay as trial 15. And then trial 18 had a longer time to enter ravine, but no, it had a less, shorter delay to the blizzard. So same goes for the bridge. You can find, there's no easy pattern there, basically. Time to get to the log didn't seem to matter either. That is, the longest delay did not have a unique time to enter the log compared to the other trials. And if you look at the trial that had the negative delay, it isn't special either. So basically, we left Mystery Lake entered Mystery Lake around the same time. We entered the ravine around the same time. We, et cetera, et cetera. So based on this table, it looks to me like when you enter ravine, basically there's a random delay added to the blizzard onset at that point, because the negative delay that we saw on trial 14 can't really be explained any other way, because you get to the log in and around the same times for the other trials, but you get a very different delay. So I thought maybe that was a special interval there, but it's not. And I've plotted these as intervals as well. So time spent in camp office, time spent in Mystery Lake, time spent in ravine, on the way to the log, time spent from the log to the bridge, and then from the bridge to the blizzard. But yeah, here perhaps the only interesting thing to take from this is that when you compare trials 10 and 14, trial 14 is the trial where we had the negative delay, so the blizzard came early. Trial 10, it was delayed substantially, 130, 140 second delay. And what you can see though is that the time spent in Mystery Lake is about the same, and then time spent going from ravine to the log was the same pretty much, but they had vastly different blizzard delays. So to me, this is another way to show that the onset of the blizzard gets determined probably upon entry into ravine. Okay, so finally, I just want to discuss the lull. So the lull is an interesting phenomenon. In our very first trial, where we went to Unnamed Pond, I noticed the lull, which is where the blowing wind that looked like the pre-blizzard kind of suddenly stopped, and the snow started falling gently. And I thought, yes, we've got our bluff call. So, but it turned out later that trial, we saw the blizzard come right on time. And so the lull did not, it seemed like it was a bait lull. It wasn't actually indicating that the blizzard was over. It was maybe lulling you into a sense of security when the blizzard was coming anyway. So throughout our trials, we were able to look at the lull and decide, what's the meaning of it. First of all, if you look at the probability of a lull happening, it actually happened 50% of the time. So if we stayed in Mystery Lake, out of the 8 times we stayed there, we got a lull 4 times. Out of the 8 times we left Mystery Lake, we got a lull 4 times. So there you go, 50% lull probability. If you look at the lull onset, almost all the lulls that happened around exactly the same time. So about 170 to 180 seconds into the load. And that's interesting. I'm not exactly sure why that is, but one hypothesis I had about the lull is that it could have to do with wind variability. So, wind variability seemed to be independent of the blizzard. At least leading up to the blizzard, we saw multiple wind changes that were in various directions. So the wind direction and perhaps intensity are independent of the blizzard onset. So what it could be is just that there's a 50-50 chance that the wind strength will drop to zero. And that could be the lull. It's just a drop in the wind strength because the blizzard always came. So the lull did not in any way release us from the blizzard. And the timing of the lull, again, it was very rigid, except in one case, which is the case where we got a very long blizzard delay, the longest one, trough 15. There we did not see a lull at the usual time, which is around the 180 second mark, 170, 180 second mark. So no lull happened there. But we did get a very late lull all the way when we were standing on the bridge in Ravine. And that was after we got to the bridge. So it was very unusual. And then we got the blizzard much later. So yeah, go figure on that one. It's mysterious to me. So at any rate, the lull is not predictive of the blizzard. There's no way to tell if you've got an early lull or a late lull. It's uninformative. Okay, so what can we conclude from the study? We basically found that if you're in a pre-blizzard, staying in your region, no matter what you do with staying in the region, the blizzard's coming with a fixed timing, so you can't influence the blizzard timing. But if you leave the region, if you cross to a new region, the blizzard timing gets affected. It gets delayed. And the delay it can be negative, so it actually can be slightly earlier, but more often it's later. And we found that you can have up to 300 seconds of delay. And our average delay was about 200 seconds. So that goes to show that if you have a pre-blizzard happening and you want to delay it, you could pop into another region and you'll tend to get an advantage for that. However, if you stay put, it will come likely earlier. We look for evidence for weather trigger points. So particularly in the ravine, I thought maybe the log crossing or that big bridge where the music starts, those would be things that drove this type of delay. But actually we found that none of these events seem to predict the delay. Instead, it's likely that the delay gets randomly applied when you change regions. So importantly, for the purpose of the study, we found no evidence that blizzard cancellation is possible. So blizzard cancellation is the strongest version of the bluff call, the idea that you storm out into the pre-blizzard and then it respects you in sunshine breaks. And that's something I've anecdotally witnessed, but it could be that was just superstition because we found over 20 trials no evidence of a strong version of the bluff call. Nothing we did could cancel the blizzard. We did, however, find that, again, our actions could delay the blizzard, so this does constitute a weak version of the bluff call, an instance of the player influencing the environment. So finally, regarding the pre-blizzard lull, sometimes the wind sort of dies down temporarily before the blizzard onset, and initially I thought this might be related to the bluff call. It turns out it's not. The blizzard happened about 50% of the time. It did not seem to predict, the blizzard always came, so it wasn't predictive of a blizzard cancellation or anything like that. And also it didn't seem to relate to the timing of the blizzard. More often than not, the lull came 3 minutes into the load, regardless of whatever time the blizzard ended up coming. And that all, to me, points to the lull being related to random wind variability. So it's possible that the game rolled the dice at that 3 minute mark, and half the time you get a wind nullification in terms of intensity, but the blizzard comes at a later time regardless because it's already scheduled. The lull, if anything, is a red herring. It doesn't actually relate to the blizzard, I believe. So this whole experiment, initially I was a little nervous setting out to do this study because it investigates something that's really important to me about the long dark, and that is the extent to which the game cares about me. So and most of the time I think the game actually doesn't care about me. It wants me to die. So there's a lot of times I feel like the game's out to get me, that I go places and it does something on purpose because I'm weak or because I'm scared. I really feel like it knows what you're thinking sometimes. And, I've always wondered how much of that is just me making it up versus how much is it true? How much does the game care about our actions? And, the strong version of the bluff call was my sense of the game, on the flip side, respecting me. So most of the time it's out to kill you, but if you show strength, I thought maybe it would, respect you. And the bluff calls where you storm out into the blizzard and says, you know what? Your bravery is rewarded and the weather breaks. And I swear I've seen that sometimes, but it could well be superstition because we found no evidence for that. And, that's part of what I was nervous about setting out to do this experiment, was that I would dispel that myth for myself. On the other hand, we did find that there was some influence of the player's actions on the weather. So it actually, there is some truth to the bluff call. And so my superstition has not been completely eliminated. I'm actually kind of pleasantly surprised with this outcome because it leaves room for both interpretations. Basically, it could be that the devs do have some bluff call instituted there, where if you do show some kind of bravery, at least region switching bravery, you get a slight break. But it could also be the case that it's just an artifact of region change that delays the weather by a random amount. So, you'd have to do more experimentation to figure that out if you really want to. But as it stands, the bluff call does exist in some form. So you guys can hold out hope that the game does care about you in some way, that there is some spirit of the Great Bear that's watching you, seeing how you're doing, that you're not completely alone out there, that the environment itself is aware of you to some limited extent. So there is some kind of bluff call out there, but it's spooky, and it's good for Great Bear to remain kind of spooky, I think. So anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. It's been a big pleasure, and I'll catch you next time.